Good evening, petrolheads. Yeah, Petrolhead Pete here, again doing another video. What have I been up to? Well, let me see. What have I been up to? I've been on holiday, yeah. I went up to York, did a bit of tenting in a tent, which was interesting. Me and Mrs. Pete had to put the tent up at the tenting ground, whatever you call them these days, camping ground. That was interesting. Not long after we got it put up, it rained like crazy, but we didn't get wet, so it must be a pretty good tent. Well, at least I think it's a good tent. Didn't get wet, so it must be. Yeah, then we made our way over to Center Parks in Cumbria, which was really nice. We had a week there. Say a week, 5 days. I've got some video to show you of that. I've got some video of some of the roads I went. Rather go all the motorway, I decided to do a proper petrol-led trip, and we went across the Yorkshire Moors, and there's some lovely roads along there, some fantastic roads. If you ever get the chance, get yourselves up there, have a drive across there. There are some amazing roads up there. And yeah, we had a good time at Center Parks. I've done another little walk round of Center Parks there. Looking really good, yep. And then obviously we came back, and now I'm here at Petrolhead Pete headquarters again, and Ziggy's not very well again. Yeah, we got her all very well. We got her all fixed. Just before I went, I had to put a new tensioner and drive belt on. That had been playing up for a little while, so I thought, well, I better do that before I do a long journey. And then just got back, and now I've got a headlight out. And I don't know if you know your Vectra insignias at all, but it's not an easy job on them. It's not just a case of changing the headlight bulb, because it's got the active adjustment thingy that they have. So I've literally got to take the headlight out and see what I can do with it. There is a resistor thing goes underneath it. Normally the problem is water gets in them and fuses them out and they stop working. Luckily I've got a spare one, so I'm going to strip that down tomorrow, have a look, see what the problem is. I'll try to make a little video of it for you, for any of you out there that maybe is facing the same problem. And yeah, I'll let you know all about that tomorrow. Yeah, so this is my video from our time away tenting and then visiting Center Parks via the North Yorkshire Moors. Hope you enjoy. So after a couple of hours of uneventful driving up the A1, we eventually found ourselves at our first destination, which was Willow's Caravan and Camping Park, which is at Wigington, about 3 miles just outside of York. Mrs. Pete and I, we set up our tent, and that was it. We were ready to go for the weekend. So I went and had a little bit of a look round, and this is what I found. As you arrive and drive through the gates, you'll see there's some marquees on the left hand side. That's for weddings and other events, things like that. As you come down the drive a little bit further, there's an area that looks like it's specifically for doing vanning. So if you've got a converted van, then you'll be parked in there. As you can see here now, this is the other part of the camping caravan site. You've got the ladies and gents toilets, which are just here, which are ideal. Across the way there, you can see that there's a little area where they have a couple more brick-built accommodations, if you like. Opposite that, there's a little dog grooming shop, which is ideal if you want to get your dog fluffed up and smelling nice. In here, you've got the gents toilets with a shower facility as well. On the right-hand side, you've got a utility room where you do all your washing. There's a couple of washing machines and tumble dryers in there. There's also a disabled facilities there for you. And if you come across the yard, there's a really nice cafe. They do breakfast, they do lunchtime meals, they do afternoon teas, things like that, ice creams on a hot day. They're open from 10 to 4 every day, which is really nice. And then we set ourselves across here. This is a long driveway. It takes you down to where the caravan and the Tentin park is, camping park, where Mrs. Pete and I went tenting. It does say drive slowly along here. I'm only walking, so hopefully I'm going slow enough. And at the other end of here, it opens out. There's round on the right hand side, you'll find some little lodges, like little luxury lodges, which are really, really nice. I think there's 3, maybe 4 here. Let's have a look and see. Obviously, that shows you the nice little rubbish area where you can get rid of all your rubbish and empty your toilet facilities from your motorhomes and your caravans. These are the little yurts, or what they call yurts. Absolutely fantastic. These are very, very nice little yurts. If you want to go and stay and do a bit of glamping, that's your washing up area, I guess. And then you walk back across there, you'll have another look at the old the bins, so you doubly know where the bins are, and that takes you down into the caravan and camping park, where there's a huge range of caravans, motorhomes, all sorts of things in there. There's always room for more. It is early in the morning at the moment, so there's not many people about. They're still mainly asleep, I guess. You've got some more toilets there, male and female toilets, some more showers. So there's double the amount. You're never queuing up for the want of a toilet or a shower. More disabled there. That's really good. There's another washing off area and some more bins by the looks of it as well. So yeah, the site is always clean and tidy. Mrs. Pete and I, we've stayed there a few times now, and it's always been clean and tidy. It's a fantastic little caravan site. Can't recommend it enough. And yeah, I'll just walk you up here nice and slowly, and you can have a look, see what there is, and I'll have another chat with you at the other end. So as we finished looking at the caravans and campers and just walking past a little porta potty there, it was time to go back and try and find Mrs. Pete. So we found a really nice little spot, and if it's still available, if you ever go there, this is a great spot. Totally cut off from everybody else. You drive your car up this little hill, and if you look, there we are, right at the top. So for me it was a bit of a climb, trying to carry the camera and my walking stick as well, so it was a little bit difficult. After a little struggle of trying to get back up the top of the hill here, you can see it's a fantastic little spot if you want to be on your own up there. So yeah, so there's Ziggy and there's Mrs. Pete giving us a nice little wave. So yeah, what a wonderful little caravan park, absolutely fantastic. That's the Willows Caravan and Camping Park up at Wigginton in York, and there's a lovely little wave from Mrs. P at PHP Mobile Headquarters. So early next morning we set off for Centre Parks in Cumbria, but I'm a petrolhead. I wasn't going to go down the motorways. Oh no, I was going to go across country, and I'm glad I did. We came across some fantastic roads here across the Yorkshire Moors, where yeah, we even met the locals on their way to work in their company vehicles, but we soon got past those and just enjoyed the ride. So after a couple of hours driving, we pulled up outside our little wooden hut on the reservation known as Centre Parks. Before we got there, we had been told that there were masses of red squirrels in the area and we'd be tripping over them, but so far I hadn't seen one. So after downing a well-earned cup of tea, Mrs. P and I set out on the hunt for the red squirrel. Once again, but to no avail. We looked everywhere. We looked under rocks. We looked up inside the trees. We even went through the dustbins. We looked in through people's windows, but nope, not a red squirrel anywhere to be seen. By now the time was getting on. It was almost 6:30, way past our bedtime. So Mrs. P and I decided it was time to call it a day. We made our way back into the hut where we made our bed, brushed our teeth, and both Mrs. P and I fell into a deep, deep sleep. The next morning we were up bright and early, just before 9:30. We all put our shoes on and decided to take a nice slow walk down to where all the action was. We headed off down through the lovely leafy lanes, still looking for those elusive squirrels along the way. After about 10 minutes we arrived where all the action was. The first thing on our minds, breakfast. After filling our tummies up in the pancake house, it was time to take a walk round to see what Centre Parks had to offer. So there you have it, 5 days compressed down into one short little documentary. However, we're already planning our next trip, which I will be putting up here on YouTube for you to come and have a look at. We drove over 600 miles in total, and in all that time we did not see one red squirrel. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please slam that like button, slam that share button, and of course, slam that subscription button. This is Petrolhead Pete, over and out.
It's a squirrel! That's very nice. Oh yeah.